Hello, you're watching Weekly Highlights program on Azərbaycan Television with the major developments of the week. I'm your host İlham Məmmədov. Now first, let's take a brief look at some of the top stories of this week. On November 12th, the opening ceremony of the World Leaders Climate Action Summit at the 29th session of the Conference of the Parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change was held in Baku. The conference on the topic Youth at the Forefront of Climate Action took place with the participation of First Ladies as part of COP29. On November 11th, President İlham met with Ukhnagin Khurelsuk, President of Mongolia. The Azerbaijani leader expressed his pleasure in welcoming the President of Mongolia to Baku and thanked him for accepting the invitation to attend COP29. President İlham noted that this was their first meeting, providing an excellent opportunity to exchange views on the prospects for bilateral relations. Recalling with satisfaction his previous interactions with Ukhnagin Khurelsuk at international events, President İlham described his first visit as the Mongolian president to Azerbaijan as a historic event. President İlham expressed hope that future interactions between the two nations at various levels would continue. Praising the level of bilateral political relations, the head of state stressed the importance of identifying areas of cooperation in the economic sector as well. Expressing gratitude for the kind words and the invitation to COP29, the President of Mongolia expressed great pleasure at accepting President İlham invitation to visit Azerbaijan. The President of Mongolia described the meeting as historic for bilateral relations. Ukhnagin Khurelsuk extended congratulations to Azerbaijan for hosting and chairing COP29. For his part, Ukhnagin Khurelsuk recalled his positive interactions with President İlham at international events. The Mongolian president noted that diplomatic relations between the two countries have been ongoing for 32 years and invited President İlham to visit Mongolia. He expressed admiration for the significant development taking place in Azerbaijan under President İlham's leadership and highlighted the historical ties between the two nations. Ukhnagin Khurelsuk emphasized the importance of strengthening the bilateral legal framework. President İlham thanked his Mongolian counterpart for the invitation and for the congratulations on hosting COP29 in Azerbaijan. He also underlined Mongolia's progress under President Ukhnagin Khurelsuk's leadership. On November 11th, President İlham met with Denis Bečirović, chairman of the presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Željka Cvijanović, a member of the presidency. The chairman of the presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina expressed gratitude to President İlham for the invitation to COP29. He congratulated Azerbaijan on hosting the event and expressed confidence in its success. Denis Bečirović emphasized the friendly relations between the two countries, recalling with pleasure the official visit of the President of Azerbaijan to Sarajevo. He expressed Bosnia and Herzegovina's determination to continue mutually beneficial cooperation with Azerbaijan. The chairman of the presidency noted that the visits of delegations have intensified in recent times. Denis Bečirović recalled his visit to Azerbaijan as Speaker of the Parliament and emphasized that as he witnessed both then and now, Azerbaijan has undergone significant development. The chairman of the presidency referred to the resolution adopted by the Parliament of Bosnia and Herzegovina in support of Azerbaijan's territorial integrity and sovereignty during his time as Speaker, underscoring it as a testament to the friendship between the two nations. Denis Bečirović emphasized the need to develop economic cooperation between Azerbaijan and Bosnia and Herzegovina. He stated that both he and Željka Cvijanović, a member of the presidency, wished to reaffirm their country's commitment to strengthening bilateral relations with Azerbaijan and to consolidating friendly ties during this visit. The chairman noted that Bosnia and Herzegovina was interested in attracting Azerbaijani investment in various sectors of its economy, and in this regard proposals for cooperation in infrastructure and other fields had been presented. Highlighting the potential for expanding economic cooperation, Denis Bečirović expressed hope that this visit to Azerbaijan would contribute to strengthening the bilateral legal framework. President İlham expresses gratitude to Denis Bečirović and Željka Cvijanović for accepting the invitation to participate in COP29. Describing Bosnia and Herzegovina as a close friend and partner to Azerbaijan and highlighting the historical ties between the two nations, the head of state noted that their partnership is developing based on the principles of solidarity and mutual respect. President İlham fondly recalled his visit to Bosnia and Herzegovina and his meeting with Denis Bečirović, noting that the meeting held during that visit contributed to the continued successful development of bilateral relations. The President of Azerbaijan reiterated his gratitude for Bosnia and Herzegovina's support of Azerbaijan's territorial integrity and sovereignty during the period when Azerbaijan's lands were under occupation, commending the resolution adopted by the Parliament of Bosnia and Herzegovina as a demonstration of friendly relations. President Ilham Aliyev praised the active cooperation within international organizations and the strong political relations between the two countries. Noting that Baku and Sarajevo have been fraternal cities since the Soviet era, the head of state fondly recalled the visits of numerous delegations from Sarajevo to Azerbaijan during that time, as well as an exhibition that was organized. President Ilham Aliyev met with Abdul Latif Jamal Rashid, President of the Republic of Iraq. Stating that they attach special importance to climate change and environmental issues, the President of Iraq underscored the significance of implementing the agreements reached on climate change. The Iraqi leader stated that wars and military conflicts pose significant threats to the environment. Abdul Latif Jamal Rashid stressed that his country is represented by a large delegation at COP29. The President of Iraq hailed the successful development of bilateral relations between the two nations. Noting that Azerbaijan prioritizes result-oriented negotiations, President Ilham Aliyev stressed that the country strives to foster solidarity and build bridges among states on global climate change. The head of state touched on the importance of setting new financial targets at COP29, revealing that nearly 70,000 people had registered to participate in the event. President Ilham Aliyev said that Azerbaijan, as the host, had carried out the preparations for COP in a short time and at a high level, essentially building a city within a city. The president also pointed out that the materials used in the conference venue fully meet sustainability requirements. The Azerbaijani president also addressed the unjust attacks against Azerbaijan and Western-oriented media under the pretext of COP29. Touching on the relations between Azerbaijan and Iraq, President Ilham Aliyev highlighted the functioning of the Bilateral Intergovernmental Commission. The head of our state met with Ahmed Mohammed Ahmed Al Tayyib, Grand Imam of Al-Azhar Al-Sharif. President Ilham Aliyev expresses gratitude to Mohammed Ahmed Al Tayyib for accepting the invitation to participate in COP29 and emphasized that his presence added special significance to the event. The head of state noted that just a few days ago, Azerbaijan hosted a major event with the participation of world religious leaders, including representatives from Al-Azhar Al-Sharif. President Ilham Aliyev also highlighted the importance of the participants' visits to Azerbaijan's liberated territories after the event. Reflecting on his visit to Egypt, President Aliyev recalled his meeting with Ahmed Mohammed Ahmed Al Tayyib, where several key issues were discussed and ideas were exchanged on future cooperation. Ahmed Mohammed Ahmed Al Tayyib, in his turn, thanked President Ilham Aliyev for the invitation to participate in COP29 and described the event as magnificent. He also expressed gratitude to the head of state for his support in organizing the Face Pavilion at COP29. The Grand Imam shared how honored he felt meeting President Ilham Aliyev during his visit to Egypt. Ahmed Mohammed Ahmed Al Tayyib congratulated the president on the return of Azerbaijan's occupied territories, stating, "You are truly a victorious Supreme Commander-in-Chief. You have shown great generosity to the opposing side. Your humane attitude towards the opposing side is well known. Your magnanimity aligns with the principles of all religious denominations." Al Tayyib also highlighted Azerbaijan's crucial role in improving relations with regional countries and expressed his anticipation for Azerbaijan's participation in the interfaith and Sunni Shiite dialogue in Bahrain next February. He pointed out that Azerbaijan has a successful experience in Sunni Shiite dialogue and praised Azerbaijan's successful practice in fostering relations and harmony among representatives of different religions. In response, President Ilham Aliyev thanked the Grand Imam for his kind words and congratulations on the liberation of Karabakh. He stressed that despite 30 years of occupation, Azerbaijan had come forward with the peace treaty initiative. President Ilham Aliyev also mentioned that Muslims living in Azerbaijan pray for unity and solidarity at the Heydar Aliyev Mosque, adding that this experience could serve as an example for other countries. He emphasized Azerbaijan's efforts to strengthen unity within the Islamic world and regretted the existence of attempts to divide it. The president reaffirmed that representatives of all religions live peacefully in Azerbaijan. President Ilham Aliyev also confirmed that Azerbaijan's delegation will actively participate in the upcoming event in Bahrain. The Grand Imam of Al-Azhar Al-Sharif presented a keepsake to President Ilham Aliyev. President Ilham Aliyev met with Charles Michel, President of the European Council.
Charles Michel congratulated Azerbaijan on hosting COP29 and wished success for the event. He expressed hope that important decisions on climate change would be made at this event. He also emphasized that climate change is one of the priority and crucial topics on the European Union's agenda. During the meeting, they discussed the prospects for developing relations between the European Union and Azerbaijan. The head of state highlighted the mediating role played by President Charles Michel in the negotiation process between Armenia and Azerbaijan, noting that under his mediation, the structure of the negotiation process and the agenda on key issues between Armenia and Azerbaijan were established.
On November 11th, President Ilham Aliyev met with Alexander Stubb, President of the Republic of Finland.
Highlighting that Finland will assume the OSCE chairpersonship next year, Alexander Stubb noted that the 50th anniversary of the Helsinki Final Act will be celebrated. The President of Finland reaffirmed his country's support for the peace agenda between Armenia and Azerbaijan and expressed interest in advancing this agenda. The Azerbaijani President pointed out that the OSCE Minsk Group is now a part of history and emphasized that Azerbaijan supports the peace agenda. President Ilham Aliyev also mentioned that Armenia had been invited to attend COP, but whether it participates or not remains Armenia's decision. Alexander Stubb invited President Ilham Aliyev to visit Finland. The Azerbaijani leader accepted the invitation with gratitude. During the conversation, the presidents exchanged views on bilateral issues.
The head of our state met with Alexander De Croo, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Belgium. The Prime Minister congratulated Azerbaijan on hosting COP29, calling it a significant event for addressing climate change issues. He emphasized Azerbaijan's crucial role in organizing COP and its position as an energy-rich country in the context of climate change. Alexander De Croo noted that this visit to Azerbaijan provided an opportunity to discuss both bilateral and Azerbaijan-European Union relations. He highlighted the strong ties between the European Union and Azerbaijan and expressed support for further developing these relations. The President of Azerbaijan praised the successful cooperation between Azerbaijan and the European Union. Touching upon Azerbaijan's green energy opportunities, President Ilham Aliyev pointed out the significant wind energy opportunities along the coast of the Caspian Sea and stated the concrete projects are underway to export Azerbaijan's green energy to Europe. The President of Azerbaijan also commended the productive cooperation between Azerbaijan and the European Union in other areas. President Ilham Aliyev emphasized that despite the limited time available for preparation, Azerbaijan had made significant efforts to ensure the high-level organization of COP29. The President added that Azerbaijan is also affected by climate change. During the meeting, the sides exchanged views on regional issues and the peace agenda between Armenia and Azerbaijan. The other side said that serious progress had been made as a result of active negotiations over the past year and pointed to some advances in the field of border delimitation. President Ilham Aliyev noted that the territorial claims against Azerbaijan reflected in the constitution of Armenia remained an obstacle to the signing of a peace treaty, adding that this constitution should be amended. President Ilham Aliyev mentioned that Azerbaijan had invited Armenia to COP29. Whether Armenia participates in COP29 or not is up to this country. During the conversation, the sides also discussed cooperation in the field of ports. It was noted that Belgian companies have significant opportunities in the field of renewable energy at sea. President Ilham Aliyev met with Irakli Kobakidze, Prime Minister of Georgia. President Ilham Aliyev congratulated Irakli Kobakidze on the victory of the Georgian Dream Democratic Georgia Party in the parliamentary elections held in Georgia, wishing him success in his future endeavors. He emphasized that the results of the elections reflect the will of the Georgian people. Irakli Kobakidze expresses gratitude for the congratulations. The meeting highlighted the strong bilateral friendship and brotherhood between the two countries, with positive outcomes noted in cooperation in political, economic and transportation spheres. President Ilham Aliyev invited Prime Minister Irakli Kobakidze for an official visit to Azerbaijan, while the latter reciprocated with an invitation for the Azerbaijani leader to visit Georgia. Both leaders expressed gratitude and happily accepted each other's invitations. The head of our state met with Peter Pellegrini, President of the Slovak Republic.
President Peter Pellegrini hailed Azerbaijan's development, particularly the progress in Baku. The meeting highlighted the growing economic and trade relations between the two countries, including discussions on the creation of joint industrial enterprises, cooperation in the IT sector, and the involvement of Slovak companies in reconstruction projects in Karabakh. The intensification of reciprocal visits between delegations of both countries was also emphasized. President Ilham Aliyev expressed pleasure, noting that a Slovak-led reconstruction project is underway in Karabakh. It was also announced that starting next year, the Slovak embassy will take on the role of NATO coordinator in Azerbaijan. President Peter Pellegrini invited his Azerbaijani counterpart to visit Slovakia, and the invitation was warmly accepted.
President Ilham Aliyev met with Aleksandar Vučić, President of the Republic of Serbia.
During the meeting, the presidents commended the strong bilateral relations between the two countries and noted the frequency of high-level reciprocal visits. They exchanged views on cooperation within international organizations and discussed collaboration in industry, infrastructure, investments, and renewable energy. President Ilham Aliyev highlighted that coordinated media attacks have been organized against Azerbaijan. The president of Azerbaijan also expressed condolences for the casualties resulting from the recent accident at the railway station in Serbia. The president of Serbia expressed his gratitude for the condolences.
President Ilham Aliyev met with Alexander Lukashenko, President of the Republic of Belarus.
The head of state expressed gratitude to his Belarus counterpart for accepting the invitation to attend COP29. He emphasized that despite the limited time for preparation, the COP29 had been perfectly organized. Alexander Lukashenko shared his admiration for Baku, commenting on how the city's beauty had once again left a deep impression on him. The two leaders emphasized the successful development of bilateral relations across various sectors, along with effective cooperation within international organizations. They noted that the total trade turnover between Azerbaijan and Belarus had increased by 41%. The involvement of Belarusian companies in the reconstruction and restoration projects in the liberated territories, including the construction of modular homes, was highlighted with appreciation. President Ilham Aliyev thanked President Alexander Lukashenko once again for the tractors donated by Belarus to Shushan. The Belarus leader also recalled his visit to Azerbaijan in May, expressing his satisfaction with the trip. The leaders discussed ongoing work to launch the joint production of elevators for residential buildings, the establishment of an agri-town in Agdam district, and cooperation in agriculture, machinery, and industry. They also touched on training agricultural specialists and facilitating export exchange.
On November 11th, President Ilham Aliyev met with Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations. The UN Secretary-General congratulated Azerbaijan on chairing COP29 and wished the country success in this role. Antonio Guterres praised the close cooperation between the UN Secretariat and the Azerbaijani delegation, emphasizing that the UN is ready to provide all necessary support to ensure Azerbaijan's successful presidency. The Secretary-General also announced his participation in both the G20 event within the framework of COP and the closing ceremony of COP29. During the conversation, the sides noted that this year's COP agenda includes discussions on financial targets. President Ilham Aliyev stated that Azerbaijan will continue its efforts to find consensus and achieve solidarity among various countries. The site stressed the importance of addressing global climate change, noting that it is a key priority in the Summit of the Future and other UN documents. On November 12th, the opening ceremony of the World Leaders Climate Action Summit at the 29th session of the Conference of the Parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change was held in Baku. President Ilham Aliyev and United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres welcome heads of state and government as well as leaders of delegations participating in the summit. President Ilham Aliyev delivered a speech at the opening ceremony of the World Leaders Summit.
It's both an honor and a privilege to invite His Excellency Mr. Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, to deliver his welcoming remarks.
Distinguished Secretary General of the United Nations, distinguished heads of state and government,
saying that by the unanimous decision of almost 200 countries, Azerbaijan was honored towards COP29, and that this decision was a sign of respect to our country as well as appreciation of our active role in the international arena. President Ilham Aliyev added that Azerbaijan will do its best to find common understanding between developing and developed countries, between Global South and Global North. The head of state noted that by the unanimous decision of 120 countries, Azerbaijan successfully chaired the non-aligned movement, the second largest international institution after the UN. Azerbaijan is a country where East and West, North and South meet, and this is not only about geography. We can build political, cultural, energy, trade and transportation bridges between different international actors, said President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev. The mega projects initiated by Azerbaijan have already changed the energy and transportation maps of Eurasia and led to the establishment of fruitful multinational cooperation formats, added the head of state. We also look at the export markets and work actively with our partners in order to implement another important energy security project, said the head of state, and mentioned the Black Sea-Caspian energy cable, saying this will allow us to export green energy to Europe, and the technical potential of this cable is close to 4 gigawatts. But again, this is only the beginning. Azerbaijan is an active supporter of multilateralism. At the same time, we play an active role in intercultural dialogue. Multiculturalism is our state policy, and at the same time, it is our lifestyle. The people of Azerbaijan, regardless of their ethnic or religious identity, live in peace and harmony as one family, added President Ilham Aliyev. Despite 30 years-long occupation by Armenia of almost 20% of the internationally recognized territories of Azerbaijan, despite ethnic cleansing and the deportation of 1 million Azerbaijanis from their ancestral lands, we managed to build a strong country with a self-sufficient economy and independent policy. 4 years ago, we celebrated the historic victory in the Second Karabakh War. A year ago, we fully restored our sovereignty in accordance with the UN Charter, international law, and the UN Security Council resolutions, which had remained on paper for 30 years. We implemented these resolutions ourselves and restored international law, justice, and put an end to the Armenian occupation. Right after Azerbaijan was elected as the host country of COP29, we became the target of a coordinated, well-orchestrated campaign of slander and blackmail. Western fake news media, so-called independent NGOs, and some politicians seem to be competing in spreading disinformation and false information about our country, said the head of state. 2 years ago, Azerbaijan and the European Commission signed a declaration on strategic partnership in the field of energy. But it was not our idea. It was a proposal from the European Commission. The president of the European Commission came to Baku 2 years ago to sign this document with us because they needed our gas. Unfortunately, double standards, the habit of lecturing other countries, and political hypocrisy have become a kind of modus operandi for some politicians, state-controlled NGOs, and fake news media in some Western countries. My last message is for those who for almost 1 year have been advocating for a boycott. They used all the tools in their possession to launch a campaign to boycott COP29 in Baku. I have bad news for them. We have 72,000 registered participants from 196 countries. Among them are 80 presidents, vice presidents, and prime ministers. So the world has gathered in Baku, and we say to the world, welcome to Azerbaijan, concluded President Ilham Aliyev. Following his speech, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres and Maimouna Mohsharif, Mayor of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and former Executive Director of the United Nations Human Settlements Program, also addressed the summit. A special video message from NASA astronauts aboard the International Space Station was presented at the summit. The event was followed by a cultural program. President Ilham Aliyev met with FIFA President Gianni Infantino. The FIFA president presented President Ilham Aliyev with commemorative gifts, including a specially crafted ball featuring the Azerbaijan president's name. President Ilham Aliyev thanked Gianni Infantino for attending COP29. In his turn, the FIFA president expresses gratitude for the invitation and commended the excellent organization of the event. During the conversation, the head of state highlighted the state support for various sports in Azerbaijan, including football, and expressed appreciation for Gianni Infantino's contributions to the development of football in the country. The sides noted the successful cooperation between Azerbaijan and FIFA, expressing confidence that this partnership would continue. They also discussed potential FIFA-organized events in Azerbaijan. President Ilham Aliyev met with Pedro Sanchez, President of the Government of the Kingdom of Spain. President Ilham Aliyev expressed his condolences regarding the numerous casualties and the destructions caused by severe floods in Spain. Pedro Sanchez expresses gratitude to the President of Azerbaijan for the solidarity shown and the condolences offered. The President of Azerbaijan thanked the President of the Government of Spain for accepting the invitation to participate in COP29. President Ilham Aliyev expressed hope that his visit to Azerbaijan would provide momentum for the development of bilateral relations. Pedro Sanchez thanked President Ilham Aliyev for the invitation to COP29. He also extended his congratulations on the excellent organization of the event. Pedro Sanchez noted that a major UN event on financing for sustainable development is scheduled to take place in Spain next year, with the outcomes of COP29 expected to contribute to its success. President Ilham Aliyev emphasized that COP29 has already begun to yield productive results. The President of the Government of Spain praised Azerbaijan's contribution to the Alliance of Civilizations. During the meeting, the sides had an extensive exchange of views on expanding economic and trade relations and agreed to establish a joint working group and organize business forums. During the conversation, they also highlighted significant opportunities in areas such as industry, agriculture, investments, and the implementation of infrastructure projects between the two countries. Additionally, the sides discussed expanding cooperation in education and the possibility of opening Spanish universities in Azerbaijan. President Ilham Aliyev met with Al Hussein bin Abdullah II, Crown Prince of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. Crown Prince Al Hussein bin Abdullah II conveyed the greetings of his father, King Abdullah II ibn Al Hussein of Jordan, to the President of Azerbaijan. President Ilham Aliyev expresses gratitude for the greetings and asked the Crown Prince to convey his own regards to King Abdullah II ibn Al Hussein. The Crown Prince extended his congratulations on the successful organization of COP29. Noting that it was his first visit to Azerbaijan, Crown Prince Al Hussein bin Abdullah II expressed that the development processes in Azerbaijan had made a strong impression on him. During the conversation, the sides discussed joint cooperation between Azerbaijan and Jordan in providing humanitarian aid to Gaza and highlighted Azerbaijan's humanitarian assistance to Palestine through the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees in the Near East. The head of our state met with Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Hamad Al Sabah, Crown Prince of Kuwait.
The Crown Prince expressed gratitude to President Ilham Aliyev for his meaningful speech at the opening ceremony of the World Leaders Climate Action Summit at the 29th session of the Conference of the Parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. He emphasized that President Ilham Aliyev has always supported the development of cooperation between Azerbaijan and Kuwait. During the conversation, they highlighted the revitalization of the Joint Economic Commission and touched on cooperation in the tourism sector, emphasizing that Kuwaiti tourists have been pleased with their visits to Azerbaijan. The meeting included an exchange of views on the prospects for bilateral ties.
The head of our state met with Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana.
President Ilham Aliyev expressed his gratitude to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for accepting the invitation to attend COP29, noting that the visit provided an excellent opportunity to explore the prospects of bilateral relations and potential areas for cooperation. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo congratulated Azerbaijan on hosting COP29 and expressed his gratitude for the invitation, commending the exceptional organization of the event. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo said he was deeply impressed with President Ilham Aliyev's comprehensive and insightful speech at the opening ceremony of the World Leaders Climate Action Summit at the 29th session of the Conference of the Parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. During the conversation, the Ghana's president pointed out that he had the chance to get familiar with elements of Azerbaijani culture during the event. Both leaders discussed the prospects for developing relations between Azerbaijan and Ghana and exchanged views on economy, business relations, investment, and cooperation within international organizations. They agreed on facilitating visits of both countries' delegation across various sectors to further promote economic cooperation. The meeting also highlighted cooperation in science and education, with the mention that students from Ghana are studying in Azerbaijan and are highly satisfied with their education.
President İlham Aliyev met with Recep Tayyip Erdogan, President of the Republic of Turkey.
President of the Republic of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, extended his congratulations to Azerbaijan's head of state on the successful hosting of COP29, praising Azerbaijan for organizing such a significant event in a short period of time. President İlham Aliyev noted that COP29 venue was prepared over 8 months, adhering to high environmental standards and sustainability principles. Recep Tayyip Erdogan highlighted President İlham Aliyev's meaningful speech at the opening ceremony of the World Leaders Climate Action Summit at the 29th session of the Conference of the Parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. The Turkish president also commended the exquisite organization of the cultural presentation held during the event. The discussion included an exchange of views on the future development of the friendship, brotherhood, and strategic alliance between Azerbaijan and Turkey.
President İlham Aliyev met with Cardinal Pietro Parolin, Secretary of the State of the Holy See. During the conversation, they acknowledged that representatives of various religions live in friendship and harmony in Azerbaijan. The other state emphasized that multiculturalism is not only a state policy in Azerbaijan, but also a way of life for its people. Cardinal Pietro Parolin expressed gratitude for designing and constructing the second Catholic Church in Azerbaijan, viewing it as a contribution to multiculturalism and interfaith dialogue in the country. President İlham Aliyev also noted that the ancient Albanian Christian heritage is preserved by the government, highlighting that Azerbaijan is home to some of the oldest Christian communities. They also recognized the valuable contributions of the Azerbaijani government and the Heydar Aliyev Foundation to the restoration of Christian heritage in the Vatican and across various regions of the world. Both sides hailed the relations between Azerbaijan and the Vatican and exchanged views on issues of mutual interest. President İlham Aliyev met with Andrzej Duda, President of the Republic of Poland. President İlham Aliyev expresses gratitude to Andrzej Duda for his participation in COP29. The Azerbaijani leader fondly recalled his previous meetings with the President of Poland and expressed hope that Andrzej Duda's visit to the country would further contribute to the development of bilateral relations. Andrzej Duda thanked President İlham Aliyev for the invitation to attend COP29, praised the excellent organization of the event, and conveyed his congratulations in this regard. During the conversation, the presidents emphasized the significance of the global climate agenda. They exchanged views on the prospects for cooperation between Poland and Azerbaijan across various areas, including Azerbaijan-EU relations and regional issues. The Polish heritage in Azerbaijan, as well as the involvement of Polish architects in the design of various monuments in Baku, was also highlighted. President İlham Aliyev met with Petr Fiala, Prime Minister of the Czech Republic.
The Prime Minister expressed his gratitude for the invitation to COP29 and shared his pleasure at visiting Azerbaijan for the first time. He commended the excellent organization of COP29 and congratulated President İlham Aliyev, emphasizing that organizing such a large-scale event in a short time was no easy task. Petr Fiala also praised the beautiful cultural presentation that showcased Azerbaijani culture during the opening ceremony. The head of state noted that Azerbaijan's preparations for COP29 were carried out at the high level within a limited time frame, highlighting that unlike other COP presidencies, Azerbaijan had very little time for preparation. The president pointed out that significant progress had already been made in the negotiations, with the agenda being agreed upon in a short period. He also emphasized that despite over 10 years of discussions, there had been no progress on Article 6 of the Paris Agreement concerning carbon offsets trading. However, he highlighted that in Baku, important advancements had been made on this issue, which he regarded as a positive development. President İlham Aliyev also fondly recalled his 2022 visit to the Czech Republic as part of the European political community. The meeting concluded with a discussion on the future prospects for enhancing bilateral cooperation across various fields.
The head of our state met with Keir Starmer, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
President Ilham Aliyev highlighted that this visit marked the British Prime Minister's first trip to Azerbaijan, describing it as historically significant and important for UK-Azerbaijan bilateral ties. Prime Minister Starmer congratulated President Ilham Aliyev on successfully hosting COP29 and praised Azerbaijan's presidency of the event. He underscored that climate change remains a top priority for the UK and commended Azerbaijan's contributions to global efforts to combat it. The head of state noted that despite limited preparation time, Azerbaijan efficiently completed all organizational tasks for COP29. He noted that progress is already evident in the substantive negotiations, including advancements on Article 6 of the Paris Agreement, which he viewed as a positive development. The conversation also focused on bilateral cooperation, highlighting the BP-funded solar plant construction project in Jabrail. This project was recognized as pivotal for transitioning to renewable energy and decarbonizing operations at the Sangachal terminal, one of the world's largest oil and gas terminals. The UK support for the mining operations in Azerbaijan was also appreciated. The UK Prime Minister expressed interest in the peace negotiations between Armenia and Azerbaijan. President Ilham Aliyev explained that discussions on a peace treaty were progressing, with much of the text already agreed upon. He noted significant progress in border delimitation and demarcation between Armenia and Azerbaijan, mentioning that over 12 kilometers of the border had not only been delimited but also demarcated, with the agreements to advance this process reached at the last meeting of the Commission. The Azerbaijani leaders stressed the importance of Armenia removing territorial claims against Azerbaijan from its constitution and emphasized the need to prepare populations for peace to facilitate progress in the peace process and the signing of a treaty.
The head of our state met with Edi Rama, Prime Minister of the Republic of Albania.
During the meeting, a memorandum of understanding was signed between SOCAR, Albania's Ministry of Infrastructure and Energy, and the Alpgas company. This SOCAR-led project aims to make a significant contribution to the decarbonization process by preventing the use of coal and firewood in the Albanian city of Kurche. During the conversation, the Prime Minister of Albania expressed gratitude to President Ilham Aliyev for his comprehensive and meaningful speech at the opening ceremony of the World Leaders Climate Action Summit at the 29th session of the Conference of the Parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. The sites expressed satisfaction with the current state of relations between Azerbaijan and Albania and praised the successful development of ties in all areas. They discussed cooperation in tourism investments and other fields and welcomed the two countries' mutual support within international organizations.
On November 13th, Leaders Summit of the Small Islands Developing States on Climate Change was held in Baku as part of COP29. Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, attended the event. The President of Azerbaijan addressed the summit. Noting that our relationship with small island developing states has been elevated to a new high level, the voices of small island states must be heard on the global stage. The head of state called on all developed countries, especially those with a colonial past, to provide tangible financial and technical support to small island states. Azerbaijan is demonstrating its unwavering support for small island states. We have provided assistance to a number of disaster-prone countries in mitigating the impact of hurricanes, earthquakes and floods. We have also supported water supply, food security and the restoration of cultural heritage projects. More than 10 small island states have benefited from our educational grant program to study at universities in Azerbaijan, said President Ilham Aliyev, and added that during our 4-year-long chairmanship of the non-aligned movement, we provided financial and humanitarian assistance to more than 80 countries, including 20 small island states, saying that the challenges faced by these countries is at the center of Azerbaijan's effort at COP29, and that the leaders from Bahamas, Tonga and Tuvalu visited Azerbaijan this May to discuss their vision for COP. The head of state said that the adopted Baku communique called for a meaningful outcome at COP29 and underscored the importance of accessible climate finance. Serious progress was achieved on making operational the loss and damage fund in Baku this September. Now, the process must be completed to deliver finance to countries in need, in particular small island states. Saying that the so-called overseas territories of France and the Netherlands, particularly in the Caribbean and Pacific, are among the most severely impacted by climate change, The other state added that rising sea levels, extreme weather events and biodiversity loss create serious threats to these regions. The voices of these communities are often brutally suppressed by the regimes in their metropolises. Azerbaijan supported small island states as the chair of the non-aligned movement, supported them as president of COP29, and will continue to support our friends in the future. French Polynesia and New Caledonia have been recognized as non-self-governing territories by the United Nations since 1946-1947. However, their decolonization process is still delayed. France is responsible for severe soil and water contamination and radiation in French Polynesia. Radiation levels exceeded 4,900%. If we add the 17 nuclear tests conducted by France in Algeria during the years of occupation, we will see what damage this country made to the ecosystem of the planet. The regime of President Macron killed 13 and injured 169 people during this year's legitimate protest by Kanaks in New Caledonia. 1,700 people were arrested during the protests in Martinique and Guadeloupe. Also this year, 38 people were arrested, underlined the head of state. A trilateral meeting was held between Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, President of the Republic of Kazakhstan, and Shavkat Mirziyoyev, President of the Republic of Uzbekistan. First, a trilateral meeting between President of the Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Kazakhstan Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, and President of the Republic of Uzbekistan Shavkat Mirziyoyev took place. The leaders of Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan signed the agreement between the governments of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Republic of Kazakhstan and Republic of Uzbekistan on strategic partnership in the development and transmission of green energy. The event also included the signing ceremony of the implementation program for cooperation in the development and transmission of green energy among the energy ministries of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Republic of Kazakhstan and Republic of Uzbekistan and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with the presidents of Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan in attendance. Following the ceremony, Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, President of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, and Saudi Arabia's Energy Minister, Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman Al Saud, convened for further discussions. On November 13th, Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, met with Shavkat Mirziyoyev, President of the Republic of Uzbekistan. Shavkat Mirziyoyev congratulated Azerbaijan on the successful hosting of COP29, commending the excellent organization of the event. He said Uzbekistan, as a friend, brother and ally of Azerbaijan, was happy about this. The President of Uzbekistan noted that Azerbaijan holds a special place in Uzbekistan. The President of Uzbekistan also highlighted the historic period in bilateral relations with the signing of an agreement on allied relations earlier this year. Shavkat Mirziyoyev praised the close cooperation and successful implementation of joint projects by delegations from both countries. President Ilham Aliyev thanked the President of Uzbekistan for attending COP29. Touching on the importance of the signed documents, the President of Azerbaijan said that the implementation of green energy development and transmission projects reflects the essence of relations between the countries. The head of state expresses gratitude for the project related to the construction of a sewing factory in the city of Khankendi and emphasized the importance of providing employment to a large number of people. During the meeting, the presidents expressed their satisfaction with the implementation of the Uzbekistan's house in Baku and the Azerbaijan house in Uzbekistan projects, the opening of a trade representative office of Azerbaijan in Uzbekistan, as well as projects in education, engineering, construction, mining, pharmaceuticals, cotton growing and tourism. Following the meeting, the presidents of Azerbaijan and Uzbekistan joined the opening ceremony of a sewing factory in the city of Xankəndi via video link. President Ilham Aliyev met with Odi Renaud-Basso, President of the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development.
First, the signing ceremony of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Ministry of Economy of the Republic of Azerbaijan, the Azerbaijan State Water Resources Agency, and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development on reconstruction of water supply, sanitation and stormwater management network and construction of wastewater treatment plant in Ganja was held with the participation of President Ilham Aliyev and EBRD President Odil Renaud-Basso. During the meeting, President Ilham Aliyev highlighted the importance of the memorandum, saying that this marks a very significant chapter in the cooperation agenda between the two countries. The head of state described the signing of this document as another important milestone in bilateral cooperation. President Ilham Aliyev expressed his gratitude to Odil Renaud-Basso for her participation in COP29, underlining the importance of the event. The head of state noted that effective results have already been achieved. The EBRD president thanked for the hospitality and high-level organization of the COP29, describing it as an event of paramount importance. She hailed the memorandum as a milestone event in the cooperation between the two countries. The meeting included the exchange of views on potential projects as well as expansion of cooperation between Azerbaijan and the EBRD.
On November 13th, President Ilham Aliyev met with Rumen Radev, President of the Republic of Bulgaria.
Initially, the joint development agreement between SOCAR and SRL Energy was signed in the presence of the presidents of Azerbaijan and Bulgaria. During the meeting, President Ilham Aliyev emphasized the significance of the signed document, noting its role in strengthening cooperation between the two countries. The head of state expressed gratitude to the President of Bulgaria for attending COP29. President Ilham Aliyev highlighted that this event had already yielded effective results, particularly with significant advancements on Article 6 of the Paris Agreement regarding carbon credit trading, an issue that had seen no progress over the past decade. Touching on the importance of COP29, the President of Bulgaria praised the excellent organization of the event. He emphasized that the outcomes achieved here would hold great significance for the future. Rumen Radev expressed satisfaction with the successful development of bilateral ties. The sides discussed new cooperation projects in renewable energy, noting that recent statements from international financial and banking institutions regarding a new financial target within COP29 offered significant optimism.
Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, met with Fauro Esozimna Gnasingbe, President of the Togolese Republic, on November 13th.
The head of state expressed his gratitude to Togolese counterpart for participating in COP29. In response, President Gnasingbe thanked President Ilham Aliyev for the invitation and noted the excellent organization of the event. President Ilham Aliyev highlighted that Azerbaijan places great emphasis on its relations with African countries, including Togo. Both leaders also discussed bilateral cooperation, including potential collaboration in education, agriculture, and other areas.
On November 13th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, met with Denis Sassou Nguesso, President of the Republic of the Congo.
President Denis Sassou Nguesso congratulated President Ilham Aliyev on the excellent organization of COP29 and fondly recalled his official visit to Azerbaijan. The President of the Republic of the Congo invited the Azerbaijani leader to pay an official visit to his country. During the meeting, the presidents exchanged views on bilateral relations between the two countries. They noted the organization of a visit by a delegation of experts from various ministries in Azerbaijan to Congo in a short span of time, as well as exploring opportunities for cooperation in sectors such as the economy, trade, agriculture, and others. President Denis Sassou Nguesso expressed gratitude for the opportunities provided for students from Congo to study in Azerbaijan. They also discussed cooperation between the two countries within international organizations. The president of Azerbaijan highlighted the substantial progress made at COP29, particularly in regard to key issues, but emphasized that the process would continue until the conclusion of the event. Both presidents welcomed the initial agreements reached on Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. The sides also discussed the commencement of the Loss and Damage Fund, as well as additional financial contributions to it. They also recognized the positive development of a new financial target set by the international financial and banking institutions.
The head of state met with Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif, Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
The Prime Minister conveyed greetings from President of Pakistan Asif Ali Zardari to President Ilham, who expressed his appreciation and requested that his own greetings be conveyed in return. The Pakistani Prime Minister congratulated President Ilham on the successful organization of COP29 and expressed delight that such a significant event was held in Azerbaijan. He also commended the Azerbaijani leader's impactful speech at the opening ceremony of the World Leaders Climate Action Summit at COP29. President Ilham Aliyev thanked the Pakistani Prime Minister for his participation in COP29 and recalled his visit to Pakistan with satisfaction. Both leaders described discussions held and agreements signed during that visit as significant for advancing bilateral relations and touched upon cooperation in investments, economy, and trade. They noted the increasing frequency of delegation visits and held cooperation within international organizations. Additionally, they highlighted the importance of the Azerbaijan-Turkey-Pakistan trilateral partnership.
On November 13th, President Ilham Aliyev met with Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda. The President of Rwanda thanked Azerbaijan for the invitation to COP29, praising excellent organization and hospitality of the event. He also noted that President Ilham Aliyev's speech at the opening of the COP29 Leaders Summit was comprehensive and meaningful. President Ilham Aliyev expresses gratitude to President Kagame for attending COP29. He mentioned that since taking on the COP presidency, Azerbaijan has faced unfair and unjust attacks, including various campaigns in the international media, which he described as unacceptable. President Ilham Aliyev stressed that there seems to be a misconception that developing countries are the polluters of the world. The President of Rwanda also discussed cooperation with Azerbaijan under the framework of the Commonwealth. The Azerbaijani leader highlighted Azerbaijan's financial assistance to small island states through the Commonwealth and the use of Azerbaijan's satellite capabilities to prepare a database on the challenges those countries face due to climate change, reaffirming Azerbaijan's commitment to practical and beneficial cooperation. During the meeting, bilateral relations between Azerbaijan and Rwanda were discussed. President Kagame expressed interest in Azerbaijan's Asan Khidmat model. Both leaders discussed cooperation related to its potential implementation in Rwanda. President Ilham Aliyev provided details about Asan and those services, emphasizing their positive reception by citizens. The discussion also covered economic, trade, investment cooperation, and expanding people-to-people contacts. A joint working group was agreed upon to enhance cooperation in these areas. President Kagame expressed Rwanda's intention to further strengthen cooperation with Azerbaijan. He invited President Ilham Aliyev for an official visit to Rwanda, while the Azerbaijani leader extended an invitation to his Rwandan counterpart to pay an official visit to Azerbaijan. On November 13th, Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, met with Joseph Ovondol Berre, Vice President of the Gabonese Republic.
Joseph Ovondol expressed his gratitude to President Ilham Aliyev for the invitation to participate in COP29 and congratulated Azerbaijan on successfully hosting the event. The head of state underscored the importance Azerbaijan attached to enhancing relations with African countries. During the conversation, both sides touched upon reciprocal visits of the two countries' delegations to further enhance economic relations.
The head of state also met with Shina Ansari, Vice President of the Islamic Republic of Iran and head of the Department of Environment.
Shinan Sari congratulated the president of Azerbaijan on hosting COP29 in Baku and conveyed greetings from Masoud Pezeshkian, president of the Islamic Republic of Iran, to the head of state. President Ilham Aliyev expressed his gratitude for the greetings and asked Shinan Ansari to convey his regards to the president of Iran. President Ilham Aliyev fondly recalled his phone conversation with Masoud Pezeshkian following his election as president, noting that since then, Azerbaijani government delegations at various levels had visited Iran. Shinan Ansari held the strong relations between Iran and Azerbaijan, describing these ties as historic. During the conversation, they discussed ongoing joint projects on the Araz River, the construction of a hydropower plant and environmental cooperation, underscoring the importance of the Intergovernmental Commission's activities. They also discussed the North-South Transport Corridor, focusing on trilateral cooperation between Azerbaijan, Russia, and Iran. The meeting addressed the ecological problems of the Caspian Sea, including the issue of its declining water levels. The sides noted the significance of cooperation among the bordering countries to address these issues. President Ilham Aliyev expressed concern about the discharge of waste from Armenia's mining industry into the Araz River and its negative impact on the river's ecological condition. During the conversation, they exchanged views on various aspects of bilateral ties.
On November 13th, President Ilham Aliyev met with Mikhail Mishustin, chairman of the government of the Russian Federation. Greeting the chairman of the government of Russia, Mikhail Mishustin, President Ilham Aliyev said he was delighted to see him. Thanking him for taking the time to come to Azerbaijan, the head of state added that he was very glad that Russia was represented at this conference at a high level and expressed his confidence that his personal participation in the discussions will give them special significance. Expressing his gratitude to the Russian Federation for the support provided to Azerbaijan in the build-up to the decision to hold the conference in Baku and in the process of preparations for COP29, the head of state said, "For us, of course, this is an exceptional event. Events of such a scale have never been held in Azerbaijan before. We are glad that friendly countries are actively participating in this event and are represented at a high level. And of course, as always, it is also a good opportunity to once again go over the bilateral agenda. Despite the fact that we've been meeting with Vladimir Putin very often lately, the agenda of our relations is still so extensive that there is a need for a regular review of everything that has been done and determine future directions for development. So welcome again," said President Ilham Aliyev. Chairman of the government of the Russian Federation, Mikhail Mishustin, thanked the head of state for organizing all these events, in particular for hosting such a large, probably the largest conference of the United Nations, which is dedicated to the climate issues. Noting that the day before his departure, Vladimir Putin conveyed his warmest wishes to President Ilham Aliyev and asked to congratulate him on the successful hosting of the conference, Mikhail Mishustin added that this conference is held in the South Caucasus for the first time, and this also emphasized the special role of Azerbaijan. The agenda is complex. Everyone notes the high level of all the discussions, including the balanced resulting document of the conference. As for our bilateral agenda, you have also mentioned it. Joint trade is growing. We cooperate across the wide spectrum of our bilateral agenda. This includes industry, energy, agriculture, cultural and humanitarian ties, digitalization. Ali Asadov and I, along with our colleagues from the government, worked on this entire agenda today. Thank you very much again for your hospitality, said Mikhail Mishustin. President Ilham Aliyev asked to convey his best wishes and greetings to Vladimir Putin. The head of state also met with Dean Xuesan, Vice Premier of the State Council of the People's Republic of China. Dean Xuesan conveyed greetings from Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China, to the President of Azerbaijan. President Ilham Aliyev expresses gratitude for the greetings and asked the Vice Premier to convey his regards to Xi Jinping. Dean Xuesan commended President Ilham Aliyev's comprehensive and meaningful speech at COP29, noting the event's excellent organization as a testament to Azerbaijan's high organizational capacity under his leadership. Emphasizing that President Ilham Aliyev's directives had been fulfilled at a high level, Dean Xuesan praised Azerbaijan's achievements in organizing COP29 on such a large scale within a short time frame. The Vice Premier highlighted the strategic partnership between Azerbaijan and China, noting that the adoption of the joint declaration on the establishment of strategic partnership between the Republic of Azerbaijan and the People's Republic of China has elevated their cooperation to a new level. The head of state also said that relations between the two countries have developed into a strategic partnership, stressing that these ties have become richer in terms of content. The conversation also covered Azerbaijan's collaboration with China's BYD company, including the import of BYD electric buses for COP29. It was noted that an agreement on the production of BYD electric vehicles in Azerbaijan had also been reached. Both sides emphasized the importance of multilateral diplomacy and international dialogue. They also discussed cooperation under the One Belt, One Road initiative. Azerbaijan's support for the project and the recent increase in cargo transportation were noted as positive developments. The sides highlighted that expanding Azerbaijan's transport infrastructure and the potential of the port of Baku creates ample opportunities for future cargo transportation. The sides expressed satisfaction with the development of cultural and humanitarian relations between China and Azerbaijan, the frequency of high-level reciprocal visits, and cooperation within international organizations.
On November 13th, President Ilham Aliyev met with Kyriakos Mitsotakis, Prime Minister of the Hellenic Republic.
The Greek Prime Minister congratulated the Azerbaijani leader on the excellent organization of COP29 within a short time frame. During their conversation, they exchanged views on various areas of cooperation between the two countries. The discussion covered collaboration within international organizations, cultural and tourism partnership, and the launch of direct flights between Baku and Athens.
President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev met with Kristalina Georgieva, Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund.
President Ilham Aliyev thanked Kristalina Georgieva for attending COP29. The head of state held the level of cooperation between Azerbaijan and the IMF. He highlighted that much of this partnership involves consultations on economic and financial policies. The president emphasized the importance of maintaining close cooperation with the IMF, especially as Azerbaijan's COP29 presidency will focus on securing additional financial support for developing nations. The IMF Managing Director, in her turn, expressed gratitude for the invitation to COP29 and congratulated Azerbaijan on the high-level organization of the event, expressing confidence in its success. Kristalina Georgieva noted further potential for expanding financial cooperation between Azerbaijan and the IMF and invited Azerbaijan to participate in IMF programs that support developing countries in addressing climate challenges. President Ilham Aliyev welcomed the IMF's cooperation proposal and affirmed that Azerbaijan would soon take necessary steps to this end. The meeting also included an exchange of views on Azerbaijan-IMF cooperation and discussions on matters of mutual interest.
On November 14th, President Ilham Aliyev met with Muhammad Yunus, Chief Advisor to the Interim Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh.
Muhammad Yunus fondly recalled his previous visit to Azerbaijan, highlighting his collaboration with the Nizami Ganjavi International Center and active participation in its events. He praised Azerbaijan for becoming a venue for significant international events and congratulated the head of state on the successful organization of COP29 within a short time frame. Muhammad Yunus also noted opportunities for Bangladeshi students to study in Azerbaijan, the exchange of expertise with Azerbaijan, and collaboration in the areas of the fourth industrial revolution and digital development. Muhammad Yunus invited the president of Azerbaijan to pay an official visit to Bangladesh. President Ilham Aliyev expressed his gratitude for the invitation. President Ilham Aliyev noted Azerbaijan's organization of COP29 in a short time and addressed the smear campaign against the country regarding its presidency of COP. During the conversation, they exchanged views on the development of bilateral relations, reciprocal visits of delegations, strengthening the mechanism of political consultations, and cooperation within international organizations. The sharing of Azerbaijan's Asan and Dost experiences with Bangladesh was also explored.
President Ilham Aliyev met with Philemon Yang, President of the 79th session of the UN General Assembly.
Emphasizing the high-level relations between the United Nations and Azerbaijan, Philemon Yang underscored that Azerbaijan remains fully committed to the UN Charter. He acknowledged the excellent organization of COP29, pointing out that organizing such an event was no easy task, as the preparation process took only 11 months. Philemon Yang also praised Azerbaijan's green transition and green energy concepts. Yang mentioned that the UN General Assembly actively supports young and professional Azerbaijani personnel. President Ilham Aliyev emphasized that Azerbaijan's high-level organization of COP29 within a short time frame demonstrates the country's determination to support international efforts in combating climate change. The president also highlighted the initial progress made in the COP process, positively assessing the statements made at COP29 regarding Article 6 of the Paris Agreement and new financial targets set by international financial institutions. President Ilham Aliyev mentioned the ongoing broad propaganda campaign against Azerbaijan and COP. The head of state noted Azerbaijan's diversified diplomatic relations and the establishment of strategic partnerships across a wide geographical region. The Azerbaijani leader stressed the importance of increasing solidarity among global South and developing countries and called for a change in the current geopolitical architecture to ensure greater justice globally.
The head of our state met with Jakov Milatović, president of Montenegro.
Jakov Milatović congratulated the Azerbaijani president on the successful organization of COP29, describing it as a successful event. He highlighted that more than 80 heads of state and government participated in COP29, noting that the event also showcased Azerbaijan's achievements to the world. Milatović emphasized Montenegro's constant support for Azerbaijan's territorial integrity and sovereignty. He also praised Azerbaijan for its large-scale restoration and reconstruction projects in the liberated territories, noting that the country has gone through a great and rare development path. President Ilham Aliyev in his turn remarked that Azerbaijan organized COP29 in a short period. He mentioned that from the moment Azerbaijan began its presidency of COP, a campaign of fake news and smear campaign against the country had been launched, portraying Azerbaijan as an environmental polluter. He pointed out that this narrative is far from the truth and that some circles cannot accept Azerbaijan's success, development, and independent policy. The president of Azerbaijan also recalled Azerbaijan's successful chairmanship of the non-aligned movement from 2019 to 2023. Discussing the large-scale restoration and construction projects in the liberated territories, President Ilham Aliyev noted that this areas had been mined by the Armenians. Since the end of the war, nearly 300 Azerbaijani citizens have either died or been severely injured due to landmine explosions. He added that during the occupation, Armenia destroyed Azerbaijani cities and villages. Both leaders praised the development of bilateral relations and exchanged their opinions on cooperation opportunities in tourism and investments. Both presidents invited each other for official visits to their respective countries with mutual gratitude for the invitations expressed.
The head of our state met with Gordana Silyanovska-Davkova, president of the Republic of North Macedonia.
Gordana Silyanovska-Davkova commended the excellent organization of COP29 and noted the interesting presentation on Azerbaijani culture during the opening ceremony. She also expressed her support for cultural diplomacy and conveyed her pleasure in getting to know Azerbaijani culture. Additionally, she highlighted the broad opportunities for cooperation with Azerbaijan. President Ilham Aliyev expressed hope that Gordana Silyanovska-Davkova's visit to Azerbaijan would contribute to expanding bilateral relations and further developing economic, trade and cultural ties. The head of state highlighted the unjust propaganda targeting Azerbaijan in relation to COP29. Touching on opportunities for investment in North Macedonia, President Ilham Aliyev emphasized that Azerbaijan attaches importance to developing relations with Balkan countries. The discussion also included an exchange of views on cooperation in investment, agriculture, tourism, education, and culture. Both presidents invited each other for official visits to their respective countries with mutual gratitude for the invitations expressed.
President Ilham Aliyev met with Alain Berset, Secretary General of the Council of Europe.
Alain Berset expressed his appreciation for the invitation to COP29 and commended Azerbaijan's efficient organization of the event within a limited time frame. President Ilham Aliyev underlined that while host countries typically have up to 2 years for COP preparation, Azerbaijan managed to complete all arrangements within just 11 months. The head of state stated that significant progress has been made in the COP29 negotiation process, specifically on Article 6 of the Paris Agreement, which has been under discussion for over 10 years. The first results have been achieved and negotiations in this area will continue. The president also highlighted that statements from international financial institutions about a new financial target are viewed as positive signals. He expressed hope that a new financial target will be established at COP29, stressing that developing countries in particular have high expectations on this matter. Alain Berset emphasized the Council of Europe's focus on environmental crimes and climate change, highlighting their place on the organization's agenda. He also pointed out the importance of upholding diversity among member states. The head of state mentioned Azerbaijan's joining 75 Council of Europe conventions, the significance of the Baku process, which Azerbaijan initiated to promote dialogue between the Council of Europe and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, was also highlighted, along with other cooperation matters in a variety of fields.
President Ilham Aliyev met with Ramchandra Paudel, President of Nepal.
President Podell expressed his gratitude for the warm hospitality and praised the high-level organization of COP29. He noted with pleasure his exposure to Azerbaijani culture during his visit and voiced hope that COP29 would consider the interests of developing nations like Nepal. The Nepalese president highlighted the existing friendly relations between Azerbaijan and Nepal, mentioning cooperation within international organizations as well as on climate change and sustainable development matters. He pointed out that he was deeply impressed by Azerbaijan's progress and stated that Nepal, now entering a phase of sustainable development after a lengthy transition, is eager to attract foreign investors, particularly in the tourism and hydropower sectors. Ramchandra Podell went on to say that despite its low carbon emissions, Nepal faces serious consequences from climate change. President Ilham Aliyev noted the historic significance of this first meeting between the presidents of Azerbaijan and Nepal and expressing hope that it would give a boost to bilateral relations. He emphasized the importance of enhancing economic and trade ties. The meeting also included discussions on cooperation and mutual support within the UN and other international organizations, political consultations between the foreign ministries, and climate change collaboration during Azerbaijan's COP presidency. The president of Nepal invited his Azerbaijani counterpart for an official visit to Nepal. President Ilham Aliyev expressed gratitude for the invitation. The Nepalese president presented a keepsake to President Ilham Aliyev.
President Ilham Aliyev met with Geraldo Alckmin, Vice President of the Federative Republic of Brazil.
Geraldo Alckmin conveyed greetings from the President of Brazil to the Azerbaijani President, noting that Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva could not attend COP29 due to health reasons. The head of state expressed gratitude for the greetings and asked Geraldo Alckmin to pass on his own regards to the President of Brazil, wishing Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva a speedy recovery. President Ilham Aliyev also invited the President of Brazil to pay an official visit to Azerbaijan. The Brazilian Vice President expressed admiration for Baku's beauty and congratulated Azerbaijan on the excellent organization of COP29. Geraldo Alckmin highlighted the cooperation between Azerbaijan and Brazil within the Troika on COP and climate change issues. He emphasized the importance of developing bilateral relations with Azerbaijan, including in the economic, trade, agriculture, and investment sectors. During the conversation, the sides exchanged views on establishing a working group for economic and trade matters, as well as on investments, joint production ventures, tourism, and direct air connections between the countries.
The head of our state met with Taye Atske Selassie, President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia.
Taye Atske Selassie conveyed greetings from Abiy Ahmed Ali, Prime Minister of Ethiopia, to the Azerbaijani President. President Ilham Aliyev expresses gratitude for the greetings and asked Taye Atske Selassie to convey his regards to the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. Taye Atske Selassie expresses thanks for the invitation to COP29, praised the excellent organization of the event, and noted the high level of participation. He also commended President Ilham Aliyev's comprehensive and meaningful speech, expressing his gratitude for it. The President of Ethiopia shared that his acquaintance with Azerbaijan's Asan Khidmat during his visit had made a strong impression on him and highlighted the potential for applying this model in his own country. He also mentioned the signing of Memorandum of Understanding between the State Agency for Public Service and Social Innovations under the President of Azerbaijan and the Federal Civil Service Commission of Ethiopia. The President of Ethiopia expressed his country's interest in Azerbaijan's expertise in free trade zone. He touched upon cooperation opportunities in areas such as tourism, agriculture, investments, and other sectors, emphasizing the significant prospects for collaboration. President Ilham Aliyev stressed the importance of strengthening solidarity among developing countries and reiterated Azerbaijan's commitment to developing relations with African countries. The President of Azerbaijan underlined that the country is ready to fully support the Asan Khidmat experience in Ethiopia. During the conversation, the presidents discussed cooperation between the two countries in international organizations, renewable energy, and other sectors. They also emphasized the importance of establishing an intergovernmental commission on economic issues. The President of Ethiopia invited the Azerbaijani leader to pay an official visit to Ethiopia. President Ilham Aliyev expresses gratitude for the invitation and invited the President and Prime Minister of Ethiopia to make an official visit to Azerbaijan.
The head of our state met with Abdullah Al-Alimi, Vice Chairman of the Presidential Leadership Council of the Republic of Yemen.
Abdullah Al-Alimi congratulated Azerbaijan on the excellent organization and hosting of COP29. He described Azerbaijan's accomplishment as a success of the entire Muslim world. He considered the arrival of a large number of representatives, heads of state and government in Azerbaijan these days as an important event, noting that COP29 had achieved great results. Abdullah Al-Alimi also expressed admiration for the beauty of Baku. He then congratulated President Ilham Aliyev on the liberation of Azerbaijan's lands from the occupation and the full restoration of the country's territorial integrity and sovereignty. Recalling that a number of Yemeni students had received education in Azerbaijan during the Soviet era, he asked for the tradition to be continued. The President of Azerbaijan expresses gratitude for the kind words and congratulations, adding that the successful hosting of COP29 in Azerbaijan was a shared success. President Ilham Aliyev stated that Armenia had destroyed Azerbaijan's material and cultural heritage during the years of occupation, including holy shrines and herds belonging to the Islamic religion, and desecrated them by keeping peaks in mosques. The head of state said that Azerbaijan had liberated its territories from occupation and put an end to the Armenian occupation. The sides also touched upon Muslim solidarity, expressed their satisfaction with cooperation between the two countries within international organizations, noted that Azerbaijan and Yemen always stand by each other, and exchanged views on the prospects for cooperation in various areas.
President Ilham Aliyev met with Mohamed Muizzu, President of the Republic of Maldives.
Mohamed Muizzu expressed his gratitude to President Ilham Aliyev for the excellent organization of COP29. The Azerbaijani leader thanked the President of the Maldives for accepting the invitation to participate in the event. President Ilham Aliyev stated that the Maldives as an island nation is particularly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. President Ilham Aliyev expressed hope that the discussions during President Mohamed Muizzu's visit to Azerbaijan would give impetus to the development of bilateral relations. The Maldivian leader also confirmed that his country is affected by climate change. He expressed confidence that the recent launch of direct flights between Maldives and Baku would boost tourism and people-to-people ties between the two countries. Mohamed Muizzu also highlighted that the Maldives has implemented a visa-free regime for Azerbaijani citizens and expressed hope that this would be reciprocated in the future. During the conversation, the presidents exchanged views on cooperation between the two countries in tourism, investments, and other areas of mutual interest.
President Ilham Aliyev met with Mohammad Al-Jasser, Chairman of the Board of Governors of the Islamic Development Bank.
President Ilham Aliyev and Islamic Development Bank Chairman Mohammad Al-Jasser attended the signing ceremony for the agency agreement between the Republic of Azerbaijan and Islamic Development Bank on construction of the main irrigation canal from the Maiden Tower Reservoir project and reverse linkage technical assistance grant agreement between the government of the Republic of Azerbaijan and Islamic Development Bank on construction of the main irrigation canal from the Maiden Tower Reservoir project, and framework agreement between the Republic of Azerbaijan and Islamic Development Bank on the construction of the main irrigation canal from the Maiden Tower Reservoir project. During the meeting, President Ilham Aliyev emphasized the importance of expanding cooperation between Azerbaijan and Islamic Development Bank in terms of future directions and activities, expressing hope that these ties will deepen in the future. The head of state also noted that the signed agreements mark the first step in securing international financial support for the projects in the liberated territories of Azerbaijan. Mohammad Al-Jasser commended the successful organization of COP29 within a short time frame and recalled his visit to Azerbaijan's liberated territories in 2023. He praised the efficient and high-quality execution of large-scale projects in those regions. Al-Jasser reiterated that Islamic Development Bank's readiness to support and expand its involvement in both public and private sector projects in Azerbaijan.
A conference on the topic Youth at the Forefront of Climate Action took place with the participation of First Ladies as part of COP29.
The main goal of the event is to draw the attention of international community to the importance attached by the Central Asian and Turkic-speaking states to the fight against climate change, as well as to present measures in terms of international commitments by engaging youth to the climate agenda. First Lady of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Mehriban Aliyeva, First Lady of Kyrgyz Republic, Aygul Japarova, First Lady of the Republic of Uzbekistan, Ziratxon Mirziyoyeva, First Lady of the Republic of Turkey, Emine Erdogan, Director General of ISESCO, Salim bin Mohammed Al Malik, and UNICEF Regional Director for Europe and Central Asia, Regina de Dominikis, participated in the conference. First Lady of Azerbaijan, Mehriban Aliyeva, addressed the conference. First Lady of the Republic of Uzbekistan, Ziratxon Mirziyoyeva, First Lady of Kyrgyz Republic, Aygul Japarova, First Lady of the Republic of Turkey, Emine Erdogan, also delivered speeches. Afterwards, presentations of eco activists from Azerbaijan, Hungary, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyz Republic, Turkey, and Uzbekistan took place. The presentations featured ecological problems faced and initiatives put forward by the participating countries. During the conference, the International Strategy on Promoting Cultural Development and Engagement of Children and Youth to Climate Agenda was signed. Following the conference, the guests visited the pavilion of the Heydar Ali Foundation, situated in the Green Zone. The guests familiarized themselves with the stands on environmental protection and interactive zones established in respect to education, healthcare, and social projects. Then the First Ladies observed the tree planting campaign with the participation of youth and volunteers in Şamaxı district. During the tree planting campaign, more than 10,000 pine trees were planted as a contribution to environmental protection. Then the First Ladies visited the pavilion of Zero Waste Foundation of Turkey. The Zero Waste Foundation presents its project in resource efficiency, waste management and recycling, environmental protection, awareness programs, and innovative solutions on this platform.
That was all for the week. Thank you for watching us and stay tuned not to miss the next edition of our program.